the difficult part for the defender or blue team, and this always is, we have to be 100% sure all the time of what we are doing, and the threat actor just have to be right once to get through the defenses. I never had the consideration to join cybersecurity. It was naturally given to me. I'm a bit old in the older side now. So I was a small kid in the 80s, and I got my first computer on 8086 in 1988. And I was just naturally drawn to how that machine worked, all the different parts. I'm always interested in puzzles, and that was the biggest puzzle at all, with infinite possibilities. At CUJO AI, my current responsibilities, my main mandate is improve CUJO security product, right? CUJO offers many services. One of them is the security services for households. I'm naturally drawn to network security because that's where I always feel more comfortable with checking those logs. So usually I would go to security events, like individually. Don't mean what they mean, like just a connection to a non-malicious IP or a connection to a. But then because one of the parts, I have access to logs for 3 billion devices across North America and Europe. And in security context, it's everything. So a single event means what I said. But if you can collect all those and say, as part of the solutions that we have, I don't have access to individual logs, so I don't know who is accessing what, but I have the possibility to say, okay, this specific IP camera is reaching to these IPs. Or so I can segregate by brand, I can segregate by device type, or I can see that a specific public IP address is suddenly reaching to all the IP cameras from a specific brand from whole Europe, right? So I can extract threat intelligence out of that. So one of my main is to get threat intelligence to then after retrofitting a solution. As well, sometimes I might encounter a specific malware that I have to reverse engineer, maybe build some scripts to track if I know exactly how it works, and I know the new C2 channel as a command and control that is posted in a special way. I might build some automation to automatically pick up the new command and control and feed it straight into our solution. Sometimes I might need to do some kind of, what I mentioned before, some kind of engineering, come up with a new idea. Okay, we have to protect IoT devices in a certain way. What can we do about it? And then I have, knowing what I know about their cybersecurity landscape, take into consideration what are the most important parts and put it together in an algorithm, then go to the engineering team. Okay, how can we transform this idea into something that works in this really low-power device, right? Because in the end of the day, the routers at households are really, really low-power device. But yes, among that, more of the things that probably I forgot to mention. I come from corporate security, and in corporate security, you have not infinite money, but kinda. You have million systems, IDS, intrusion detection systems, intrusion prevention systems, antivirus, EDRs, million other things, net flow collection. And you can put all these things together and you can see everything. The only limitation is what you can think of to put together. Households don't have any of that. If anything, traditionally, right? If anything, they have a crummy antivirus in the computer, right? Things have improved with Windows Defender in recent years. And now more and more ISP providers have realized how important it is to provide security solutions. So that's where companies like CUJO AI comes in place. So we put visibility on what before was completely hidden. You're a regular person, you go to your house and you know your windows, you know your doors, you know your sofa, you know where everything is. But they have this forgotten box in the corner full of spider nets. But there is a whole other household that is your digital household with all the different, you bring more devices at home, you connected your phone, your computer, your camera, your doorbell, your 100 other devices that you connect and you forget. And that creates an environment ripe to be picked up by the threat actors. Because in general, in that area, manufacturers, depends on the manufacturer, right? And that's where my communication comes. They prime to get the cheapest device you can and out of the door. Most of the time, they don't have security out of the door in the device itself and forget about future updates. So if we can, as a CUJO AI, create a solution that can be run really lightweight in this really low power device on the edge of your house, we try to bring as much as we can from that corporate security into a regular household. We don't have the capability to do package inspection, but this is where all the threat intelligence that I collect before, as well, going just back a second from my curiosity solving puzzles, this is the perfect puzzle to solve. Try to gather intelligence from where there are just few bits and pieces here. It's very interesting job, and I think we are doing quite okay. So there are two sides. There is one from the network point of view, all the IoT devices that creates like a Class B cloud infrastructure for threat actors. So when they compromise your camera, they compromise your doorbell, they compromise whatever you connect to your network, they use that to launch attacks into other infrastructure, to attack banks, to attack other electricity companies, and your household, without knowing it, is participating in this large attack. Usually it triggers the news, this DDoS attack, whatever, million IP cameras have been targeted this web page because they don't like it. It goes down for it. That's the minimal thing that could happen. Most of the time, they use your house as proxy to perform any other activities and monitor everything that you are doing there. Because once a threat actor gets foothold in your house, then they mostly can see everything that is happening there, because usually a LAN, your local area network, is considered a safe environment. And when you connect a device there, they have the security at the lowest, and then is ripe to be attacked by other. There is the other part, that there is the computers, the one that has interaction with the user, that more and more we are seeing ransomware, we are seeing Bitcoin stealers, we are seeing password manager. A lot of times, we as security researchers, we focus in the latest, most complicated malware that use this new vulnerability, but 99% of the threat actor activity is just basic scam, give me your account number and your password, and I will give you an iPhone. Just, you wouldn't believe the simplest thing, they work. How can someone protect that? Simple things, keep your device updated. Is the basic standard advice. Try to buy devices from reputable sources. Spend just a little bit more to make sure what you are. And not just because it's expensive means that it's good. Do a bit of research. Keep the devices updated. If your ISP provider has any kind of security solution that they pay a bit more extra money, get it, it's really worth it. Or even more, if you are technically savvy, go and get yourself a firewall. Learn. That's a perfect opportunity. Use your home network as a lab. Improve your own security. Learn. Find a better job for yourself. And computer. I would say keep your Windows or whatever operating system you use updated, and get an antivirus. Windows Defender mostly is suffice for most stuff.